Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to part 12 of my Dayz adventures. Now this is pretty much where we left off in the other part. I just moved along a little bit. I found a heli crash, found the AS-50, and I found a ghillie suit, which is almost to the full status what I want to be. Now, you know I'm not the biggest fan of the AS-50, so I will try and trade this for a DMR as soon as I can. But before we get into the video, I would just like to let you know, as thanks for liking and favoriting and sharing and commenting on my videos, I am giving away not one, but 2 copies of Borderlands 2 for the PC. Thanks to I Play PC Bro, that's right, that's his name. He's giving me a copy as well to give out to one of you, so there's 2 copies. If you want to win them, all you got to do is like and favorite the video and just post a comment saying something about the video or whatever, and then I'll go ahead and choose a winner in let's say a week's time, next Friday. Then I'll go ahead and message you. I'll check your channel, and if you've liked and favorite the video and you commented, then you could be a potential winner. Right, let's get back into it. Now, as you can see, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I found some army barracks, and there's like a lot of them, and I found the chopper, and I was just about to go and see what goes on in there, but nothing really interesting in the barracks as of yet. So saw a chopper, and I knew if he sees that chopper, he's going to stop, he's going to come down and try and see it. And you know I never trust Wookiees, so I'm not going to go, and he's got what I think he's got, so bam, he is down. He does have a DMR, and that's exactly what I need now. The only thing I need now is my Precious. Yes, from this day forward, I would like my bike to be known as Precious. It is precious to me, like the One Ring. So I'll go ahead and relieve him of his DMR, and I'll take the chopper, and I'll go ahead and fly off a little bit and find a couple of things. As you can see, I still have my M24 in my backpack as we had in the last part, and I have been alive on this server for, I believe, about 40 days, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but last time I logged into it, which was yesterday, and the server's kind of died off a little bit lately. There's not as many people as there used to be. There used to be between 25 to 35 people. Now it's like 10, 12, 15 at best. So I'm kind of going to take a small little break from this server till either they change the map or it's going to get repopulated again. So hopefully that's going to happen. And holy shit, this heli's loud. But I'll go ahead and take the heli. You know I don't really take helis because you're not going to keep them that long. A heli's only as good as you can have it. So I'm going to fly around the map, see if I can find a couple of things, find some heli crashes. Basically just really use it as it's meant to be used. Just fly around, spot things, maybe get a car, maybe get a bike. Maybe get a couple of more interesting things while I have it. And you can see my little camp here, which I'll go ahead and I stick the AS-50 back in. I've got a DMR, I've got another DMR in there, which I found in a heli crash, and just some supplies and stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and leave everything behind. I got my DMR, I got a couple of cans and stuff like that, just in case I run into a couple of friendlies. Then I can always blood bag him, morphine him, give him some food, give him some ammo if need be, give him basic supplies, and then let him be on his way. So yeah, it's always good to have small little camps dotted across the map. And if you are thinking, where is this camp? Well, good luck finding it, because it took me a while to find my own camp, let's put it that way. So here we are, found a town. Was going to go in and get a couple of more supplies since I left a couple of things in my own tent. I spot this dude, and he does have a pistol, and I don't want to engage just now. I want to see what he does and want to see what his intentions are. I know he's just running away from zombies. He's going to go into a tree and just hide and just get away from him, really. But I don't really want to approach somebody if he's got a gun unless I have a good position to shoot. And there's plenty of zombies around. They could annoy you. They could come around to you and knock you out, or probably even breaking your leg. So I want to just keep it on the safe side, keep it nice and quiet, make sure the zombies don't spot me, and make sure the enemy, the potential enemy, doesn't spot me. So I'll just keep low and I'll see what he's doing. And as it happens, as you'll see within a couple of minutes, it's the same guy that shoots somebody on the bridge, but you'll see that in a couple of seconds. Now, before we go back into the actual game and everything we're playing, I'd like to talk to you about a couple of things that I really hope it's going to be in the Dayz Standalone. When's that coming out? My guess is as good as yours. But I really hope, I mean, I know there's some things that confirmed, such as if you found a body, let's say you've left it there for an hour, is going to have some sort of diseases on him, is going to have like cholera. And I remember watching an interview with Rocket, and he was talking all sorts of diseases being entered into the game, all sorts of pretty much almost all the buildings they're going to try and make all the buildings that you can enter in. You can fortify your own buildings. You can pretty much make a little camp inside the buildings. I mean, how would you put a tent inside the camp? It's inside the house. It's beyond me yet, but I suppose we're yet to see this. I know there's been a new crossbow that's been added to the game that everybody kind of says they're really loving it, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I've always been a fan of stealthy weapons, but one of the other things that I would really like myself into the game would be a shortage of fuel. You know what I mean? A jerry can should be as rare as an AS-50, because in a zombie apocalypse this would really make sense. There is not just fuel everywhere, there's not just supermarkets everywhere, everything's been left behind, but with less stuff in them, if you see what I mean. So it's kind of a combination between Dayz 2017, if you've watched the gameplay of that. If you're not, you can check it out on my channel. It's a combination of that and a combination of Dayz itself, so I kind of like to see a balance in between the two. That'd be really cool. Now, you just heard the shot. He just took somebody out on that bridge. He's going to be straight in front of me to my right. And as you can see, he'll be looting somebody's body. And for some reason, when you shoot somebody on the server, sometimes he appears, sometimes it doesn't appear. That, let's say, player 1 has killed player 2 with weapon DMR. Sometimes he appears, sometimes he doesn't. And yes, you can see my Precious over there, but that is completely broken. I have seen it earlier on, and that's the reason why I'm here. I'm trying to rescue the Precious, but it's completely broken, and it doesn't want to go anywhere. I can't even get into it, because even if he's got broken wheels, you can still go at 2-3 kilometers an hour, so you can still move it to a safe position, and then just repair it whenever you've got the parts for it. Now, going back into what we're talking about, Dayz expectations for the standalone, I know Rocky's been talking about scavenging and bringing that back into the game a little bit more, so it's not just pretty much a deathmatch. Get into Cherno, scramble out with an AK and a can of beans, and head north, hopefully find the chopper, get into the airfield, get a gun, come back down, start shooting shit. I really enjoyed the first... When Dayz was first out, believe it or not, I absolutely hated it. I remember Clean Beast would giving it to me on an April's day at some point. Unfortunately, you are not able to hear me because I have my mic plugged on, but I have the VON turned off because there was some dude earlier on that keeps screaming and whatever, so I turned that down, but you can still hear him, so you can hear what's going on between me and the survivor I'm just meeting. So as I was saying, Clint Beastwood gave me the game about March. And, April. Fucking March. And I really hated it. I said, what's the fucking point of this? I'm just running through a woody. I'm not finding anything. Where do I go? And I must have spent about 2 hours playing it. And I was heading towards Chernogorsk on the left side of the map. I spawned a Kamenka and I just went straight up north. I didn't know you had to go on the coast. I didn't know any of it. And I just thought it's utter shit. And eventually I got into... Chernogorsk by mistake, because Clinton's only been playing it for a couple of days, so he wouldn't really give me that much of a incentive where to go and what to do and whatever. And he said he's next to a big yellow crane like the one in Battlefield, so yeah, what the fuck is that in a game that you've never played before? And eventually I made it into a town. I got into a supermarket, found some beans, found some food, found a map, found matches and all sorts, and then I started really enjoying it because I found a tent. I went in and pitched the tent down, put some stuff in it, and then I started going back and forwards from the supermarket, pretty much stacking it full of stuff, and it was really cool. I really enjoyed that. That was the first experience I ever had in Dayz, and I really enjoyed it. And I still play Dayz as I used to. I still make camps. I still make camps for food. I make camps for guns. I make camps for meds. I make all sorts of little camps dotted throughout the map. Depending on what I am, I can always rearm or resupply accordingly. So, as I was saying, Rocket was telling about finding little parts for vehicles. You'll no longer be able to find a full engine part. You'll find a part of an engine part, then you need 2 more or 1 more or 3 more, depending on how many he's going to go for. and then you're going to be able to have a full engine part that you can use in an engine. Also, the scavenging side, I'd love it if for some reason you'd find an abandoned car that somebody's crashed or whatever, he's broken a couple of wheels, or he's just a natural spawn of the car, and he's got a good wheel. I'd love for you to be able to actually take it off the car. That would be really cool, so you can scavenge a wheel off the car that you've just found. Now, I'll stop that just for a second there, just to tell you what the story is with this guy. Well, it was just out there. I gave him a couple of stuff, and as it happens, his friends are coming up to pick him up in the chopper. Now, I didn't shoot him, and there's a good thing that you can see the bike is completely fucked. I don't know, it's glitched or something. I can't really get into it, but there's a dude with the Enfield there. I want to be careful for him. Just making sure nobody gets shot at us, and I'll leave him there. I know I'm sort of using him as bait a little bit, but I just want to leave him there, and if the other guy comes out and starts shooting, I can easily just take him out. And that's the main reason that I always preferred the DMR instead of using an AS50. With a DMR, I always have a chance to knock you out if I don't want to kill you. One shot to the body will knock you out, and if I'm close enough, I'm still going to be able to bandage you, talk to you, do whatever. So that's really, really good to have a DMR. That's the reason I always chose the DMR. Now, as you can see, he's telling me, please don't shoot the chopper. He doesn't want me to shoot it. I have no intention of shooting it anyway. I can clearly see they're friendlies and they're not really a threat to anybody. And it's just no point for me to start shooting them out. Now, going back into the Dayz standalone, I did mention quite a couple of things, and the other thing that really made it sort of really cool for me, that Rocket was telling about, that if you shoot somebody in the head and he does have night visions on, you will damage night visions. For those of you that play in the mask, you remember you can find the broken MVGs and the broken GPS. Well, they've been damaged by EMPs, but it's pretty much useless. There's no way of you repairing them. But will they be a tool to repair night visions, even if they're broken by a bullet? I'm not really 100% sure. I'm still waiting for this to find out as much as I can, all that information. But that would be really cool. And again, he's been talking about weapons degrading, weapons locking onto you. If you have a weapon for too long, the weapon might jam on you. Do you need to clean them? Do you need to keep them oiled? Do you need to... I don't really know exactly what's going to happen in Dayz standalone, but I'm kind of really loving the ideas. I'll go ahead and just stop for a second, and you can see I'm running towards the chopper. Now, this is something I will never do in Dayz, just because you never know who's in the chopper, and you're never going to be out in the open like this. You're too open, you're too exposed. But as it happens, this is the same guy I met earlier on with the chopper. Now, it looks like he's got a full party of Wookiees, so it's a good thing I didn't shoot him really early on, because he's going to give me a lift, and I'm going to have a really good reward out of it, as you will see when I get to it. Now, Rocket is mentioning a lot of cool ideas, and I'm really enjoying them. But I still wonder how a lot of the things are going to work. For example, we know the dog has been confirmed, but how is that going to work? Will the dog... I know he's going to have a menu for him to follow you, start, find animals, track, do quite a lot of things, because there's videos on YouTube you can watch already. But the one thing that I really wondered, won't my dog give me away? What happens if he dies? I mean, obviously you have to feed him, you have to do all sorts of stuff with him, so it's pretty much like having somebody with you all the time. Will it be a balance in between that, or will the dog just be a burden? That's one of the questions I have for you guys out there. I mean, you have to let me know, what would you like in Dayz, and what would you expect out of Dayz standalone? What would you be really excited for? Are you really happy for the just scramble into Cherno, get an AK, try and get out and start shooting? Or are you into more of a survival game, and is that really your cup of tea? That's one of the questions I have for you. And yes, that is a weird parachuting down. Now, the reason I'm parachuting, because apparently next to a tractor there is something else here. So I'll go ahead and investigate, see what it is, and hopefully get something good out of it. Since I helped him out a little bit earlier on, didn't really help him a lot, but I didn't shoot, and he's decided to give me a lift. Time for me to go ahead and check it out. And indeed, it is the Precious. Yes, that is my Precious. From this day forwards, this should be known as my Precious. Yes. Now, the servers kind of died off a little bit. Now everybody kind of logged out, so I logged out as well and headed back to Chernogorsk. And here we are back in Chernogorsk. I got spawned not far away from the factory. I got up here and there's a couple of barns just up there. Scored an Enfield and I was coming out just to see what's happening because I did hear a couple of zombies going a bit mad. And I'm thinking, okay, there's got to be a player around here somewhere. So just going to check him out, see what's happening. If he's got a gun or something, try and either take him out if he's a bandit. But I can just see he's just a dude that's just probably just spawned up here, got a hatchet himself. And he's just looking for stuff. Now, I get up in here and I'll try and talk to him, and for some reason he just doesn't reply. I don't know why it doesn't show up on the screen, but I did talk to him. I know what I'm pressing. I'm pressing the right button. You can see I can just take him there if I really need to. He can see me. He actually can't really see me yet, but he can just about see me now. And what does he decide to do? You guessed it. Start swinging at me. Okay, I have an Enfield, you have a hatchet. That's a bad idea. All day long. Now you can see I'm giving him plenty of chances, plenty of opportunities for him just to leave and go away. I don't want to kill him. I do want to type back to him, but I don't want to stop because he's going to come out and hit me with a hatchet. And if you're going to be good enough with a hatchet, one hit can kill you with a hatchet if you had good aiming. If you were aiming for the head, I have seen people dying with headshots out of a hatchet. So I don't really want to risk it trying to type to him. I just want to let him be, and hopefully if I get away and get enough distance between me and him, it's just going to go away. But as you can see, he's just relentless. You don't want to. I'm trying to actually stop and say something to him, actually get it typed, but it's just I don't have the time for it. And looks like he just don't want to stop. Look. I'm seeing, what the hell, has he finally gone? Now I think he's gone. He's not, he's just gone for a couple of zombies. Is he gonna type to me? I mean, I could have typed just then. I don't know why I didn't, but I could have typed to him. I don't want to shoot him. I mean, he probably realizes this by now, that if I really wanted to shoot him, I would have shot him a long time ago. So I don't get it. I know there's a bit of red chain desync there, but I don't even. I'm lost for words. Why would you? I mean, you must be the shittiest bandit ever. If you're trying to bandit with a hatchet against me, that is fucking pathetic. Really is. And I mean, that is just fail. I mean, look at him, dude. I'm going away. I'm traveling left, right, up, down. I'm going, I'm moving, I'm doing whatever I can just to get away from him. And he's still coming after me. He's like, does he really want to die? He could have just said, okay, dude, just shoot me. And at this point, I'm just thinking, okay, well, fuck this. You're just taking the piss. So I put one hit into him, missed the second one, didn't miss the third one, and boom, he's down. So we'll leave him to me. I don't really want anything off him. I'll go ahead and head down towards Elektro and see what I can find there. And as you can see, I made it to Elektro, made it into the supermarket. Now the reason it's so dark is because it got really, really dark at about 5, 6 o'clock or something. I was quite surprised. But you can see on the hill, just in that little bush, yes, that is a Wookiee. That is a Wookiee there prowling. There you go, you can just see a shot. He just took a zombie out. Now, time for me to try and flank him and take him out, since I don't really trust Wookiees. I don't know if they're friendlies or not. I'm not gonna take any chances with a Wookiee. As soon as I see you and I do have a chance to take you out, and I know this is ironic since I always go around as a Wookiee with a DMR, and I don't inspire too much faith into me, and I do the same, but I just cannot trust a Wookiee because I don't know what's under there. Is he a hero? Is he a bandit? I don't really know. So every time I do have a chance and I'll get the jump on you, I will take you out. And if I do commit a murder from time to time, I do apologize for that, but that is just the way it is. You can't really trust a Wookiee in Dayz. So as I mentioned earlier on about Rocket and about Dayz and about the ideas and stuff like that, I really think there's a lot of good ideas, and I really hoped that, oh, a couple of flares there. I really hope that they expand Chernogorsk a little bit. As it stands, it's a big map and everything, but I would like it to be bigger because you have so many cities with pretty much pointless stuff in them. I mean, let's go from Kamenka. You've got Kamenka, you've got Chernogorsk, you've got Mishkino, you've got all that areas. It's pretty much pointless. The only thing you've got there, it's a supermarket and just a couple of little industrial things, but not really that many. So really, for me, the whole area, even though there's plenty of people and plenty of stuff going around there, it's really pointless. The whole point is Cherno, Elektro, Balota. If you go to the airfield, then you go all the way up north to the airfield, and that's pretty much it. Some people do go up to Gorka, and they go up to Berezino in that way, but not really that many. So yeah, I kind of wish that there'd be a balance in between the whole game. There's going to be more incentive for you to go one way. It's going to be a bigger map so you can hide camps better. Obviously, with the full Dayz Standalone coming out, obviously people are going to go back into making camps, into storing stuff into camps, into putting vehicles and parking vehicles away. And like I said earlier on, I really enjoy that. I really enjoy going through the woods looking for camps and finding stuff out and finding what I need, and maybe raiding a camp, maybe giving it to somebody else, giving it to other players, maybe taking stuff out nice and easy so they don't notice. I remember back in the old Dayz patches when stuff used to just reappear back in your tents, even though we used to go, me and I used to have an old friend, I don't know what happened to him lately, I've not heard from him in quite a while. We used to go and loot somebody's camp. They used to have like 5, 6, 10 dotted about 1,000 meters or so left of Mishkino, and we just take stuff out every day, take a shotgun, take a sniper, take meds, take whatever, and then I really love that sound, the way he makes when he breaks his legs and stuff. I'm gonna just creep up a little bit, see what he is. I can't really see his body because as it is dark. And I will give you an example very, very shortly how dark it is, so you can see how dark it is outside, and then you can understand something a little bit later on. The Wookiee's not dead. He is going to bleed to death, though. He's shooting. He's got an MP5 on him, and he's going to bleed to death and start shooting at me a couple of times. But I'll go ahead and loot his body and see what he's got. Take a couple of artifacts off him, since Wookiees are always good to have good stuff on him, same as bandits. They're always known to have quite the best gear on him, so it's always a good idea to shoot bandits and Wookiees. Even though I am a Wookiee, I'm not really suggesting you should shoot me, but you get what I mean. So here we are, we're going to get to his body and relieve him of his artifacts, since like I said, Wookiees and bandits alike are going to have the best gear on them. They always have the best stuff. Looted him and started to make my way up to there's a little, just north of the fire station, there's a little building there that you can loot and farm. Tires, you can get engine parts, you can get a couple of things, and there's 2 buildings inside the fire station where you can get the same things as well. And that's why I'm kind of stopping around here, just making sure I found what I need. I am looking for something, and you will see what I'm looking for in a short amount of time. And I see there's a guy in there. I don't want to take him out since he's a hero. He's got a, what's he got? I think he's got a Winchester on him, has he? I think so. I'm not really 100% sure, as I don't really see it. But there's another guy inside. I did saw a light. There he is again. Yeah, there's 2 guys in there, so yep, pretty friendly. 49, 50 meters. I can easily just take him out from this point, but I don't want to, since you know I don't really shoot survivors. Unless you shoot at me or you try and kill me, then I will retaliate, I will shoot back. But other than that, if I see you, I'll just see what you're doing. Just a couple of dudes met up, looks like they're friendly, they're trying to get some stuff. And me, there's some engine parts in there, and in the other one is not what I really want. The one thing that I really want is a wheel. Now, why do I want a wheel? You will see that soon. I'll go ahead and just back away from them. I don't want to shoot them, I just want to leave them to it. They'll help each other out, they'll keep each other's company, and as you can see, the reason that they're using the light, as I mentioned earlier on, and I should be showing you this pretty quick, why they're using the light. Now, making my way up, like I said, there's another building just up here that you can farm yourself. You see there's a bandit, or is not a bandit? No, actually it's a survivor. Or is that a bandit? Actually, there is a bandit there, because the guy on the roof takes the bandit out. The bandit has no guns, and the guy on the roof has a PDW that is found in the fire station. He managed to get himself through the wall or through the glass. It did happen to me quite a couple of times that you pick something up, or you go through the stairs and you jump out of the stairs, and sometimes you just go through the building and it just puts you on the top of the fire station. As you can see, flares are going inside, and you're thinking, okay, why is everybody putting flares out, and what's going on? Now, there's a little secret to Dayz that most of you might know, but some of you might not. If you log into a server and it's night, you do have anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes of relative daylight. You can still see things a lot better than the other players out there. Why? It's just to give you a little bit of a heads up so you can head towards somewhere. Some servers have it, most of them I'd say do, but a lot of them don't have it. So as you can see, I'm going to head towards, I'm doing a little jump there, but I'm going to head towards him because I know he's stuck there and there's not really going to be any problems for me. And I know he's just shot that bandit. You can see I'm putting my direct communications on so I can talk to him. And I'll get up there and see what's happening. I know from the chat that he's got low blood. I know he's got a broken leg. How much ammo has he got in his PDW? I'm not really sure. But once I get below him, I know he can't really shoot at me. So I can talk to him a little bit. And make sure that he's not hostile towards me. And I'm only going to try and help him out a little bit. Now, like I said earlier on, I'm going to give you an idea how dark it is outside. And you can just about see that in about, I'd say about 2 seconds. I think I'll put that little clip in there. And there we go. This is how dark it is for everybody except me. Well, except maybe a couple of more people that are known about this little trick. Hey, can you hear me? Right in front of you, there's morphine on the ground. Hey, I'll give you some morphine. Just stay still. Just lay down a little bit. Don't stay up because you can get shot. That's your morphine, and here's a blood transfusion. Okay, this way, this way, this way. Yeah, just this way, look. No, stop. Here. This way. Forward, forward, go forward. Forward, dude. Here, come here. I'll get you off this roof. Ondra, I'll tell you a little secret. Go back to the main lobby, abort, connect back again, and you can see a little bit more. Try that. Ladder's right here. So hopefully you can find the ladder and try and get off this roof. As I have been here for about 20 minutes or so, maybe even more, 30 minutes I would say, because I'm still trying to farm that wheel and try and get a wheel so I can get back to my main objective. Now you may be thinking, okay, well, why are you lingering? Why are you still here? Like I said earlier on, I do need a wheel. And there is a couple of things I can farm in. There's actually on the coast of Elektro, there is a couple of more buildings that you can get into as well. And try and hopefully score a wheel. Now, if for some reason there's not a wheel there, you can always farm it by taking everything from inside that building and hoping that stuff will respawn you a wheel. Now, stuff will respawn in a couple of minutes and you moving away 100, 200 meters from that particular building. New stuff will respawn once you've emptied it. I went into the supermarket, I got a couple of chem lights. There was no wheel on the other side, what I was really hoping for. Got a couple of chem lights. I know the guy is still on top of that roof. I'm going to throw a couple of chem lights around. Hopefully he can see something. As you saw earlier on, it is really, really dark and he can't really see jack. So I'm going to go ahead and make him a little fire. Hopefully that will help him out and he can get off that building, because he's been pretty much crying in there that somebody needs to help him out to get off the roof and just basically help him out. I did help him out with blood and morphine. And I think a couple of chem lights and a little fire should be able to give him a little bit more view, and he should be able to get off that roof, since he's going to be a pretty easy target for everybody up there. The bandits and friendlies alike are going to see him. So finally managed to score a wheel. We're still out there. We're still doing the same what we've done before. I've got to say that guy got off, but he didn't. He's still up there. It just never really got down there, because it was just, why is beyond me at this point, but okay. But after about 45 minutes to almost an hour, I would say, of me looting a couple of buildings, farming a couple of buildings, and sort of disconnecting, reconnecting again, just so I can get a bit of light. Yes, you see it. It is my precious right there. Now, I have found the precious there. I did not bring the precious myself. It was just there. He had a wheel that was missing. And I had to stay around. I just could not leave it behind. I had to stay around. It is precious to me. Indeed it is. Now that I have mobility, time for me to head up north, loot a couple of heli crashes, gear up, and I'll be coming down south hunting them bandits in the next part. I really hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, don't forget to like and favorite if you want to win the one of the 2 copies of Borderlands 2 for the PC, and also don't forget to post a comment about the video if you want to win, and I will see you in the next video. I've been the Russian Sniper. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Out.